Hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. I'm Luce, and as you can see, I have finally gotten a healer to the new level cap. Whoa. You can even see scratches on the boots, that's neat. The graphical update was really nice to the game, that's for sure. Anyways, as you can see, I've decided to make Sage my main healer. So, with that, it is time now to speak to Nepini. And proceed. In the sting of things, Nepini's gaze is transfixed upon the crowd until he spies you. For the record, I've already done the tank, melee DPS, and mage DPS, magic DPS role quest, so all that's left is healer and ranged. So that's gonna be pretty good. What business do you have with me? I'm told you're in need of a healer. My apologies, you're Brookavu's guest, were you not? I am Nepini, and I have journeyed far from the northern valleys of Zektorol to reach this grand city. And tell me, traveler, what is your name? You can call me Coda, Coda Blue. Coda, rest assured I shall remember it. He then proceeded to forget. A shame that we must meet under these unfortunate circumstances. My village's prized possession is among the treasures stolen by the passengers of the Unbound. It is known as the Heartstring, the soul of a dread scorpion, one of the Torol Vidral sealed within. The creature once hunted its prey using an array of toxins produced within its body. It was a menace for all. Ah, crap, we're gonna have to fight Salazzle. Or... what's the Power 1 equivalent? I never played, actually. Well, I guess that implies I played Pokemon. No, I haven't for a decade at this point. Those to the Heartstrings gifts may forever wield the fearsome powers they see fit. We believe thieves... yeah, hard to believe. I've actually played more Digimon SMT these days. That's kind of funny. And again, SMT's always been one I'd say has been better, but with an asterisk. We believe the thieves have already taken across the Eorzea, and it will doubtless wreak havoc in the wrong hands, unless I seek a healer to remedy any harm wrought by the toxins in a faraway land. And Suna. Got it. I won't mince words. You're precisely the sort of man I seek, and we must act quickly to avoid the worst. Will you lend us your aid? Aiding those in need is what I do best. You have my gratitude. The matter at hand, then, while I was making inquiries here in Tuliolol regarding the thieves' whereabouts, some Eorzean merchants told me a rather intriguing tale. Specifically, those returning from Limsa bring fell tidings, tales of able-bodied men and women suddenly losing vision. That's interesting. An all-too-familiar account, as the Heartstring allows mastery over all manner of poisons, including those that cause temporary blindness. Well, as long as it's temporary. A great deal of training is required to properly utilize the Scorpion's gifts, but the blinding toxin is one of the simplest to wield. It seems to me the brigands are the masterminds of these kind of behind these strange incidents, harnessing the treasure's power to their nefarious ends. Loshkana, the village's elder daughter, makes for Limsa and pursue the Heartstring. I intended to set sail with her, but my foot was badly injured by a strange mechanical doll during the thieves' ambush. Loshkana insisted I remain here to recover, and she will not take no for an answer. I must ask you to cross the sea in my stead and provide Loshkana your aid. Considering that our enemy wields deadly poisons, the danger is far too great for her to face alone. Don't worry, I have Insuna on my bar. Which apparently a lot of healers don't for some reason. I don't know why. Based on when she departed, I presume she arrived at her destination by now. She boarded a merchant's captain by a woman named Bladrida, who's primarily based in Limsa. She may be able to help you locate. There we are. Alright, so we've done... with this one, we should start to see which patterns are actual patterns and which ones are just me going crazy. Limsa is still one of the most popular town hubs, largely because the market board and stuff are all right next to Aetheryte here. I personally would say Sharlayan is even better, but Sharlayan is an Endwalker area, which means you have to be very high level to reach it. Meanwhile, Limsa here, you can access pretty early on, so... as you can see, I'm still messing around with my bars a little bit. I've actually been grinding a lot of Fate grinds the past few days. Like, these will show it. Yeah, Transcontinental Trade. I maxed out my Fate rank for all of the Dawntrail areas. Sorry, I just had to flex for a moment, because I worked genuinely pretty hard for this. And I defeated some of the world bosses, which is also quite nice. Right, I can walk past these, so... I'm operator, and if you plan to sell your healing services, me and my crew don't. My ship ain't setting sail for quite some time. Well, actually, I'm told about... Hey, looking for a trolley woman named Loshkana? Aye, she made a crossing with us, trying to retrieve some sort of treasure, I recall. I told her Hawker's Alley's the best bet for chatter, so you might find a wanderer in thereabouts. Keep an eye out for a Huron lass, red tunic, carrying a spear. Can't have gone too far. Keeping a Dragoon from being a floor tank. Now that's going to be a real challenge for a healer. No reason I shall just teleport, even though I could easily just walk. Why walk when I can warp? Is that in the upper or the lower? Oh, it's the upper. Silly me, I could have just tilted the camera up slightly and I'd have seen it perfectly fine. Excuse me, are you the floor tank I'm supposed to be helping? Hello there, stranger. How can I help you? Neopian sent you to help me, did he? Seeing as I've hit somewhat of a dead end, your timing couldn't be better. I suppose proper introductions then. I'm Lashkana of Zaktaral, and you are? Coda Blue, experienced healer and definitely very good at it. Pleasure to meet you, Coda. And with that, we're strangers no longer. She got the Thancred haircut. I'm not sure how much he's already told you, but I assume you'll want to hear more about the day of the theft. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good idea place for where to start. My father and Nephine had just set up a trap using the heartstrings toxins, and they were on their way to return the treasure to the... Had just set up a trap using one of the heartstrings toxins, and were on their way to return the treasure to its resting place. But an evil presence stirred in the wilds that night. Mechanical dolls with great glowing eyes leapt from the shadows and gravely wounded them both. My father survived, thankfully, but he was unable to give chase, and convalesces now. Oh, in my home village. The culprits' faces elude in the darkness, but he heard two voices, a man and a woman. He recognized neither, so they weren't from our village. Whoever they were, they must have been ones controlling the dolls before making off with the heartstring. Rokavu said they're part of the Pastors of the Unbound. I'm afraid that's all I know. Still, that may change if I can ascertain the cause of the recent blinding incidents that occurred here. Unfortunately, I haven't had much luck asking around. The thought of addressing even one person here is overwhelming. When you're a remote village like mine, the few I've attempted to speak to were too busy to listen in the first place. You, on the other hand, look ready to take on the world, or at least the city. Sorry to ask you this so soon after we've met, but could you gather some latest hearsay at markets? I guess so. Many thanks. I've searched quieter for districts for clues in the meantime. Hopefully not get myself lost along the way. More talk to 3. I guess that's on brand for the main story, for a lot of the stories of the expansion, that's for sure. Actually, I think that's been an issue the game has had as a whole. Like, even in Shadowbringers Online, there was a lot of just talk to person, go talk to person, someone else, quest complete, then talk to more people. They did sometimes break it up a bit better, which I think is the main reason this expansion gets a lot of heat for it, because there's a lot less combat duties and stuff, which is a shame, because like the fight with... A lot of the fights are genuinely really good. I wish we could have had more of it, but... Yeah. It's just something that's been part of the game, and I think it's just sort of just now boiling over, even though the issue's been around for quite a while. Recent chaos in the markets? I'm told the Yellow Jacket's been thoroughly investigating the matter in cooperation with the Adventurers Guild. If you're in a hurry, there's a Yellow Jacket making a rounds way of the Fisherman's Guild. Should be a good one to ask. Good to know. Oh well. I probably shouldn't be well, I could harp on a lot of stories. There's a lot of stuff to do in between talking to these people. But I'll try and keep on topic. Blinding incidents? Oh, I know, almost started with some bad fruit in a stall at the Ocker's Alley. A few bites in, folks started writhing on the ground, claiming they can't see a bloody thing. Don't blame for raising hell in the shopkeep neither. Poor souls couldn't even move until treatment came and they could see properly. Shopkeep's rightly furious and took it up with his long-time supplier. Escalated, real spectacle it did. Turns out the same problems occur all over the stalls with the fruit from different suppliers. So it don't make sense of him to blame on individual sellers. The whole supply chain's tainted. Even now, no one knows what's causing it. Grim business, I tell ya. Right, Icarus only teleports me to an enemy or party member, not to randos. Rose. The red rose. Actually, I suppose that's not a very red outfit, is it? Why, yes, I know about the blinding incidents. I experienced it firsthand. I was rather peckish, purchased fruit, took a few bites away home, but before I knew it, my vision went dark. I stood there shaking, crying, terrified what would happen if the darkness ever faded. Thought I was alone until I heard a woman playing with laughter. Fortunately, I didn't suffer for long. A passing adventure cured my sight within Suna, and the rest of my day, as though nothing happened. But I've been able to look at the fruit the same way since. Successful will be sent there's more about such the Yellow Jacket may have further details. Honestly, I'm a little underwhelmed by Philosophia. It's basically, it increases your healing power and also, basically gives the entire party Cardian, which is, basically restores HP whenever I attack. It's basically the Sage's version, way to make up for not having a fairy like Sage. How good it works is up for debate, but what matters is it's pretty nice since it allows you to both attack and heal, and your heals are even stronger, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel like as big of a deal as, say, Numa was last expansion as the big capstone spell, since this is good damage and good curing. Well, be good. A code blue, aren't you? It's an honor to meet the realm's vaunted hero up close. It's not what I can assist you with. I can hear all sorts in my rounds. Over information after you're the right person. Well, that's good, because I'm here to ask about these blinding incidents. Oh yeah, the serial blindings. They're causing terrible ruckus around here. You know, a woman in red came a few minutes ago to ask about the very same. Are you two acquainted? Yeah, she's the one I'm helping out here. Ah, I thought so. As I told her, the incident was reported yesterday morning. The victim brought fruit from the local vendor, took a few bites, and temporarily lost vision, same as the rest. The vendor in question was last seen in the south of the Octant, so I'm headed there to next follow the trail. You're welcome to join me if it would help your investigation. Sounds good to me. I think I should be able to go up from here. Yeah, I can do it from here. There actually is a musketeer guild here. So, actually, it was here since the 1.0. Even back then. Oh, dang, I didn't realize so many people were doing the main story here. Loshkana? Coda, is this man gonna be alright? Can't move. He's paralyzed. We have to do something, but I have no talent for healing. I don't have spare spine drops. Perhaps Ensuna might do the trick? Cast Ensuna. Haha. There we go. I'm healed, oh thank the 12, and you lot as well. Excellent work, Coda. On behalf of the Yellow Jackets, I owe you my thanks as well. Now, I hate to ruin the mood, but I need to report this to my supervisors. Could you tell us what transpired before we found you, sir? Oh, it's awful, just awful, I tell you. I was walking home after another arduous day of work, minding my own business, when this Lalafelian merchant suddenly came to me. You, my good man, look exhausted. Why not soothe your weary spirit, and I'll fill your empty belly with my sweetest apples. You've earned, nay, deserve it. Ah, crap, it's the evil witch from Snow White. It was a tempting sales pitch, but I wasn't keen to gamble on potentially cursed fruit. Sensing my apprehension, he proudly declares merchandise safe to eat. He sounded sincere enough, even took a bite of the apple himself. No tainted fruit here, he boasted, just normal, honest-to-God's produce. He sold me the apple at a reasonable discount, and all did seem well. That is, until I took my first bite. The numbness spread through my body like wildfire. I collapsed on the ground and struggling to speak a single word. The vendor and his fruit had betrayed me, yet I know not how. Interesting. Did he only poison one half and bite the one that wasn't? After all, it makes sense that people would generally try to avoid biting a half that someone already did. Or at least... As I fell, a woman's shrill laughter echoed from yawns away, and the vendor soon followed. I never saw the woman for myself, what with the whole not being able to move business, but between her laughing fits and made me mention of heartstring or some such. Oh, you poor dear. This woman, you're positive she said the word heartstring. Ah, that's the relic name. As surely as the wind blows, for a mercy, neither she nor her vendor friend tried to steal my belongings, but they've certainly stolen my dignity. Hope those conniving charlatans get what's coming to them. This is dangerous fruit we're dealing in. First blindness, now paralysis. First things first, I should escort this man home. If you have a mind to pursue the perpetrators, then... Oh, there. That's some really loud thunder outside. Well, if I suddenly cut out the stream, you now know what happened. Well, at the very least, I was able to get all my grinding done before then, although... Basically, the reason I maxed all this out is so that I could unlock the... maxed out all these was to unlock the ability... Unlock the vendor, which sells, these. The Turali bicolor gemstone vouchers. These are used to buy a very rare mount. You notice I have 21. You need 500. They cost 100 of these bicolor gemstones apiece. So I had to grind to unlock a grind. There's a reason people are just buying it for the market board, although to be fair, I could sell these for a pretty good profit myself, since you don't actually have to do any fate grind to get it. You just have to buy either the whistle or buy the tickets. There's no doubt about it, our thieves are at large, right here in Limsa Lominsa. The blinding toxin's simple enough to master, but it's unsettling how quickly they've learned to inflict paralysis as well. I just don't see the purpose of service. Were you able to learn anything about their motives? So they take pleasure in the victim's pain, but nothing more. At least there's nothing more that we know of. Whatever their true aim may be, we must discover it before any more victims suffer. Hunter must adapt to their environment if they wish to snare their prey, but I have so much to learn about this place. Still, I've tracked them down so far, which is a good start. For the time being, I'd like to petition those officers for any new information they acquire of the heartstrings. If no, then... If no, when we come across the promising lead, I hope we can count on your support again. Causing problems on purpose. So yeah, we know that the perpetrators are cruel and sadistic. So they like their victims suffering. I'm guessing that they're testing out the different poisons they can cause to see, because even regardless of what happens, they'll enjoy it, and they'll get a good idea of what the relic is actually capable of before they use it for whatever actual purpose they have. Because I doubt it's just to, spread it randomly. Otherwise, they'd probably have moved on already. But who knows? Maybe they have. Let's find out. Say, Coda, can you spare a moment? I'll try starting a positive note. Good news, there have been no further incidents involving poisoned fruit. I should be happy about that, but it's not exactly conductive to tracking down our thieves. Despite my best attempts, my investigation has a standstill. Yeah, ironically, that's the rub there, isn't it? Sometimes in order to catch someone, you have to wait until they commit another crime again in order to leave some more evidence, or make something into a pattern you can figure out. Coda! I bring news from the Coral Tower. A Lala felon man matching the description. A fruit vendor has been seen leaving the town with a hero and woman. It seems they were making for Aleport. We've increased patrols of late, so I've had to guess the culprits are finding it harder to operate within the city. It seems to be forced to withdraw. Aleport, you say? That's on the island? Aye, yeah, right. It's possible to go on foot, but the ferry by the Fisherman's Guild can take you straight there. All we Yellow Jackets must continue to keep an eye on things here. It's reassuring to know the adventure of Koda's caliber is on the case. If you plan to pursue suspects, Aleport is your best bet. Sounds good to me. I must say, I do like the sage outfit this time around. I should get back to work. It was on to meet you and your friend, Koda. Safe travels you both, and give those crooks a good thrashing for me. Don't worry, I'll hit them with my giant floating rocks. That seems to do something. The city's protectors place so much trust in your abilities. I'm lucky to have you by my side. When I first set sail for Eorzea, I feared I may never see the Heartstring again, but one step closer to bringing it home. In any event, we'd best find our way to the port town before that pair of troublemakers defile another fruit supply. I'll go ahead and take the ferry. Meet me at Aleport once you're ready. Dang, it's kind of funny how different the area sizes are. I think they've largely been getting bigger in each expansion. Not a bad thing, although when fate grinding, I think I mentioned I find the later half areas a lot better than the earlier ones. Oh crap! I just realized that by showing that I spoiled some stuff. I'll probably have to add a descriptor that's spoiled. Then again, I'm doing the whole thing here, and for all I know, it might take me to one of the late game areas. So I guess we'll have to see. But yeah. The mountain area, Urkapaka, is my least favorite of the expansion. I think the later ones are much nicer than the early ones, but Urkapaka is probably my least favorite area. It's just a boring mountain area, and the Aetherites are actually basically on the same side of the map, so if any fates spawned on the other, you had to go all the way to the ass end of nowhere to reach them. Hi there, Koda. Welcome to us wide among such unfamiliar scenery. The ferry skipper was eager to teach me about this area on the ride here, so I believe I have the general idea of what's what. Wouldn't want to lose my bearings on this important. I asked him about merchants, but he said he hasn't seen a pair like that. The skipper did mention another merchant, though, one who's well-versed in comings and goings of fellow traders. If anyone's sighted our unlikely duo, it's him. Let's hope it's enough to put through the culprit's trail again. The merchant we seek should be peddling his wares by the gates to Skull Valley, so let's start there. Alright, I have flight in this area. He matches the skipper's description. I think we found him. Hey, can I help you? Our fellow in here traveling together. I spied him, though I'd never seen him before. They certainly made an impression. They sold some potions and elixirs to pair fresh-faced adventurers on the cheap, from what I could tell. If those merchants are culprits, those potions are most likely tainted with toxins. Toxins, you say? That don't bode well. Adventurers have bought them. A order named Westerlim and a conjurer named Zedek already left for the next job. They were escorting the two to local farmers over Swift Perch. Good lads, two of them. They're making life easier for the small folks when they arrive. I hate to see something happen. Someone needs to warn about those potions real quick. Leave it to us. Swift Perch is south of here, yes? Let's find them before the poison takes hold. I have a supplier to meet elsewhere, so I can't stay long. Please find those lads or it's too late. Keep your eyes peeled for the rogue and marauder and hearing conjurer Swift Perch. That'll be the two of them. Fates used to be one of the premier ways to level up jobs. In fact, I remember when Ninja dropped halfway through Realm Reborn, I found myself just grinding everywhere, like Costa del Sol and Northern Than, in order to get my levels up and up. Honestly, believe it or not, that Fate grind is actually how I got Sage here to 100. I could have easily queued with it, don't get me wrong, but... Here. Oh yeah, I do... One of the things I like about Sage... Rain... AoE... I don't mind the enemies being pretty squishy because, well, I'm a healer. Standard guard, Coda. We're being watched. That was too bloody close for comfort. Thanks for saving our asses. Hey, stop these blessed hiccups. Can't. Alright. Phew. Thank the gods you found us when I did. Those potions must have sellers must have swindled us. One draw of elixirs all it took to send Zerg the most furious fit of hiccups I've ever seen. Poor bastard couldn't cast a single spell. Who are you calling? Poor bastard. If the heartstrings toxins are at work here, we should be able to cleanse up within Suna, just like last time. I'm sorry. Did you just say? Oh, sorry. We have plenty of time to chat after he stops hiccuping up a storm. Please Suna, my partner. It'd be much appreciated. There we are. I can speak again. You have my thanks. Bloody hells. First we waste our hard-earned coin on poison potions. Now there are killer mammoths on the loose. What's the world to do? Who's there? Show yourself. Oh my spear-wielding friend is sharp of eye. Oh no. The power of rhymes. Mammoths. That explains the... You're the frauds from Ailport. Why yes, and our watching your scrawny compatriots suffer was the highlight of our evening, I admit. The poison was meant to silence him, but hiccups. Just comedy and silence. Perhaps the elixir reacted with the venom. Regardless, we've had our fill of fun with the results. I shan't complain. Venom, then you must be the thieving cowards of the pastures of the unbound. Oh, my sweet fairy apple, you know us. I suppose that means we're famous. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, who am I kidding? Yes, I can. Indeed, I am the pastures of the unbound's alchemist extraordinaire, the illustrious Ellerit. I'm so very, very pleased to make your acquaintance. Kokonawa at your very service. Ellerit is helping hand and master of mammoths. Your garb is ever so familiar, my dear. Oh, don't tell me you hail from that little village in Troll, don't you? Oh my goodness, you've come a long way. How's the voyage? Enjoying the sights? Enough. We got a lot of explaining to do, starting with the reason you took the heartstring. Is this part of your organization's grand scheme? Oh, well, the apple bites bat. 'Tis true my unbound compatriots harbor lofty ambitions, yes, but I've no interest in overthrowing nations. I merely crave the mire of chaos you promised me. I aim to bring more laughter to this dreary world. One mischief, few handy poisons at a time. Kokonau and I are having oodles of fun expanding our repertoire of toxic treats. Yet there's no greater kill to our thrills than a healer who can whisk our hard work away. Unless, of course, I can master a toxin even he can't cure. Ooh, I love a challenge. Now then, I hate to leave you, my dears, but our work's done, and I have a busy schedule ahead of us. Mammoths to mend, venomous misdeeds to master, so ta-ta for now. No, wait, damn you. Okay, I'm starting to... Oh, that stench smells like a corpse that shot itself. Sorry, I can't cure, smell. Or whatever dumbness has got them. This odor's too much to bear. Take me home, whistle, the air's clearer there. Oh, no, you don't. Don't give out on me, Zerg. We got a job to do still. Oh, we mustn't keep our client waiting any longer, but we're in her debt. Thank you again for everything, Miss, Lushkana. And this here's Coda. Take care of each other. Ah, and that is an interesting thing to consider. It won't surprise you, the fanbase loves to try and figure out just how powerful the protagonist of the game really is, but no one has really bothered to judge just how powerful their healing powers can be. Much like to track down the Unbound, Well, I know better than to tread further into their territory without a plan. For now, I think we should best head back to Limsa. So what we've seen from each of these Patches of the Unbound members is each of them seems to think the others are on their side while they're doing their own thing, but in reality, none of them are on the same side. This is particularly... Now, it's likely that, well, they just straight up don't care, so they don't even bother looking into what the others are doing. But the thing is, their leader should know damn well that none of the people they've hired would actually bother with their with the big goal they keep pitching. I think it was a Vera girl that was. It's been a while since I saw the cutscene, but yeah. So there's no way that Vera could hire these people. Well, we specifically know that they have respectively have grudges that they have for which reason they'd want to plunge into chaos. However, she should also be aware they don't care about anything else other than either destroying the one they have a grudge against, or it's just messing with things in this crew. But apparently, either she really isn't that competent, or whatever her overall goal is, the others doing it is perfectly in line with that. Thank you for the support, back at Coda, and soon it truly does work wonders. And that Elorete, I can't stop thinking about what she said. My blood boils, knowing this is all some sick game to her. How dare she toy with the heart sting for her own amusement. Also, even the youngest of children have more sense. Still, we did make progress. Now the villains have revealed themselves, it should be easier to give chase when they choose their next move. In any case, I'll keep you apprised of the latest news once I hear it. We'll be back to the hunt before long. Oh, it's you, Coda. You'll forgive the dour mood. I just don't understand it. How is it the two could be so grandiosely reveal their names and identities, yet I'm unable to track them down? I've been following the latest hearsay, but I haven't had much luck. No, not a soul has seen them since the incident with those two adventurers. Let's not say I've given up entirely. Now they know I'm their trail. I suspect they're using my unfamiliarity to this island to their advantage. I dare say they're laying low outside the city. That's why I propose a trip to Moraby Docks. Folks there often speak of it, but I've yet to go there myself, and it seems like a good place if any. If you're game, I'll meet you there. Oops. Oh well. Kind of funny, when Endwalker released, Sage was actually considered worse than Scholar, the other shield healer. But it didn't, well, no, at first a lot of people thought it was overpowered, but then it turned out it was actually a bit undertuned. They eventually made it pretty even. But it is nice they didn't screw Scholar or overtune Sage to make it. But then again, I guess with a healer, they want as many people to play as possible. High-strung shipwright. Where in the seven hells could he have gone? Hi, there. Ah, there you're, Coda. While I was waiting for you, this fellow came looking for help. Sorry to trouble you, but my brother has gone missing. I could use a hand finding him. He said he wanted to see the ships I made, and so I started showing him around. But next thing I knew, he was gone. Lads, probably got myself lost. Oh, that poor dear. I know we have the heartstring to consider, but I'd like to search if that's alright with you. Our character's a paragon of goodness. Of course he's gonna want to help. Much appreciated. I'm sure I'll find him fast with your help. My thanks. My brother couldn't say boo to a goose, so I doubt he'd leave the docks on his own. He got a mop of red hair like mine, so know when you see him. We'll keep an eye out. I know you're itching to search for him as well. Can I ask you to wait here until he comes back? Let's split up so we can cover more ground. Okay, good luck. Oh crap! I hope this doesn't turn out to be that it was the kid got lured in by the free ice cream truck. If those two have made a free ice cream truck, I swear I'm going to go absolute Gundam on their ass. That ended up a lot more dark than I was intending it. Ah, there he is. Then again, it's a bit back and forth on On one hand, while most of the villains have been kind of cartoony so far, well, no. So far we've had two that were kind of a meme and two that were serious, but it's not, none of them were too serious, so I guess I kind of get what the theme so far. Let's see here. Oh, I'm so scared. Where are you? Excuse me. You're gonna take me back to my brother? Yep. Oh, we found the little one, Coda. I'm glad he's safe. I just want to see the ships my brother was working on. I thought I could see him better higher up, but I lost my way. Sounds like you had quite the adventure. But you were very brave today, so I'll tell you a secret. Even grown-ups get lost. I have an awful time learning my way around somewhere new, even with a map. Really? Guess I'm not the only one. A smile, we like to see those. Now your brother's very worried about you, so can you promise me you won't go wandering off on your own again? I promise. I'll say sorry to my brother, too. Let's take him back, then. Yeah, sounds good to me. I wonder if this is going to matter. Well, of course it is. They don't usually... I don't think they'd resort to filler in an already short role quest, so... I'll grab a sip of my drink real quick. I was worried sick of the little one. He could have fallen in the ocean for all we knew. Brother! Your life says both. You deserve a proper reward, but I ain't got much to offer at the moment. Oh, we're in no need of coin. Just information if you have it. Have you seen a hearing woman and Lala Felon man on the docks recent days? One's an alchemist, the other a goldsmith. They likely have a few mammoths with them as well. Or if not, have you heard rumors of food or drink that causes ailments to consume them? Blindness or numbness, perhaps? If I haven't seen or heard anything like that, sorry I couldn't be more help to you. That's alright, knowing they haven't been the docks is equally helpful. Well, that's good at least. I'll be praying the navigator you both find what you're looking for. Any road, the two of us ought to be heading home. Thanks again for everything. Good fortune, safe travels to ye. Still nowhere to the unbound, well, at least we could help those brothers. Children often let their curiosity guide them, which means they'll naturally wander off. I don't blame that man for worrying as much as he did. Something tells me you speak from personal experience on that. I do. In fact, I'm the oldest sibling in my family. I can't tell you how many times I had to search for my brothers and sisters when we were growing up. Now that I think about it, I'd barely even told you about my family or my village or much of anything really. I'd be happy to give you a few stories. The ocean view here is beautiful, so might as well help the scenery, enjoy the scenery and relax a bit. I see. So this was all to lead up to her backstory. And the question is, does this tie into the villains in some fashion? My people hail from the northern valleys of Dawntrail. We're a close-knit community of hunters, for the most part. Children are given spears, well, practice ones, before they even learn to walk, and we hone our tracking skills from a very young age. Is that surprising? It seems second nature to me, but then again, I'm encountering my fair surprises here as well. Our village rests on a veritable sea of poisonous plants and animals, so the slightest injury on a hunt can prove deadly. Thus, we believe it prudent to begin our training as early as possible. Yet, no matter how skilled we become, accidents are inevitable, and the heartstring proves valuable to our survival. Not only does it produce poison, it also cleanses it. In the right hands, it can dispel some of the deadliest neurotoxins known to mankind. It even purifies the beasts we hunt. In fact, our diet consists of highly venomous creatures, ones that would normally kill a grown adult if ingested. The heartstring allows us to lead a quiet, peaceful life in lands where others dare not tread. It always has. I suppose that's why I never imagined someone like Elreda would take that away from us. When I left, the village food store was well stocked, but I can't bear the thought of my younger brothers and sisters going hungry. I must return to the heartstring as soon as I can for their sakes. Ah, well, it's good to have a stockpile for a rainy day like that. I wish to bring back their smiles and make them feel safe again, just as we did that young boy. In any case, thank you for listening. Thinking of home puts me in good spirits. As long as I remember who and what I'm here for, it'll be alright, I'm sure of it. But I've kept you long enough. Why don't we go back to Limsa? Living among the deadly. That was a much needed reprieve, but we'll need to plan for our next destination, and soon. Well now, fancy meeting you here. Oh, it's good to see you two again. What brings you to Limsa? Oh, nothing important really. We've just been restocking for our next job, but what happened? We happened to spot you along the way. Didn't want to miss the opportunity to greet our heroes. Our client arrived in Swift Perch in one piece, thanks to your timely assistance. Indeed, while I regret you had to see us in such a pitiable state, we're both grateful for your aid. When last we met, you spoke of pursuing the two charlatans, did you not? Yes, that's right. They've stolen a precious heirloom from my village, so I'm doing everything in my power to return it to its rightful place. So that's the way of it. Bombastic as those two were, we've not seen a hide nor hair of them in Aleport. No word of incidents like ours either. But I have a feeling it won't stay in the shadows for long. If we sniff out any suspicious incidents, we'll keep you informed. I won't say no to some extra pair of eyes around the island. I've made my base of operations here in the city, so if you need to hear a peep about the poisoning, you know where to find us. Okay, good. We've recruited some allies. Well, we may not have found any leads on El already, but I'm glad we had a chance to chat, and with these two on our side, things are looking up. For now, I'd like to keep in touch with our newfound allies. Should I hear any news, I'll let you know. Sounds good to me, yeah. A taste of toxin paradise. She nearly jumps for joy at the sight of you. Oh, Code, I'm glad to see you. I just received word. Our culprits have finally been spotted. It seems the thieves headed to Upper Lenosha. I offered to make my way there as soon as I could, but the two said I should hang back for now. Once they gather information, they'll be heading to Aleport. Let's go and see what they have to share. And it's probably best not to dive in, as nice it would be to catch them right away. Here we are. No sign of these two yet. I don't want to seem the worst, but I knew she'd insisted on going. I don't want them injured on my behalf. I say we head out for them. Oh, Miss Lashkana, sorry for the delay. Oh, it's you two. Thank goodness. How'd you fare out there? You found them? Oh, we found them all right, but it'd take long for them to find us. We were set upon by Kokonawa's mammoths. His mechanical menagerie greatly outnumbered us. That may very well have been our end. Death by mammoths is an ideal way to go, mind, so our retreat was our only option. Cowardly though as it might found, we needed to ensure we could keep you aware of the culprit's whereabouts. Hey, there's no shame in getting out of there. You were technically on a reconnaissance mission, not an extermination one. I'd say you still succeeded. I'd say you succeeded, 100%. Oh, but before they spotted us, they were stuffing their little metal army into a skiff bound for Camp Bronze Lake. Mark my words, they're plotting something new. Of course, it's entirely possible they seek a quiet route to eastern Lenosha and wish to bypass Bronze Lake instead, but a thorough search of the camp would be wise. Alas, the enemy you face is far beyond our capabilities. This is as far as we're able to go. I'm sorry I couldn't provide more. Honestly, I should be apologizing. You risked life and limb for me already. I never meant for you to push your limits. I didn't dwell on it. We're as eager to bring those criminals to justice as you. Indeed, we shall at least take pride in knowing we could point you in the right direction. Hey, like I said, you guys were on a reconnaissance mission. You 100% passed it with flying colors. You got the information, you made it out alive, and got it to us. I'd say that's a job well done. Oh, we should take our leave for now. We ran most of the way here, and I speak for both of us to say we could use a comfortable chair and hearty meal. None can gainsay our strength, my friends, but I beg you not to underestimate. Go well, and may your determination guide you to victory. Camp Bronze Lake. The fair skipper spoke of that place in my time here. We should hurry and seek passage before they elude us again. Sounds good to me. If it's on the other side, it shouldn't be too hard. I can easily just, you know, fly on over. Or swim, actually, now that swimming is a thing. Dang, it's real... Ever since swimming was introduced in Stormblood, I keep getting shocked at just how many shortcuts I can take to the main story through the Realm Reborn story, because a lot of areas designed using water to block you, but water is no longer an obstacle now that the player characters have officially learned how to swim. Yeah, this is the hot spring area. Pretty nice, actually. What a lovely camp. Now, if I were a half-crazed alchemist with the heartstring and a new scheme up my sleeve, where would I hide? I was gonna say poisoning the waters. I hate it when I'm right on something like this. Haha, no, it's to laugh. Oh shit, this is the Joker Venom. Yeah, the Joker Venom needs to be, Oh dear, that doesn't bode well. To the upper levels, Coda, quickly. Okay, this is taking a very turn for the worst. Looks like that she has to channel it for it to do that, so... so the relics all roughly look... Poisoning the springs, you two are the lowest of low. You flatter me. 'Twas but a little poison, really, as a treat. I'm afraid I couldn't contaminate all the water here. We're having so much fun with our shiny new hallucinatory toxin. Step away from the springs, Coda, now. Protect the healer, are we? How sickeningly sweet of you. But you ought to watch your step, my dear fairy apple, lest you find yourself seeing stars. Elrete, is aught amiss? Oh, you look at it, he is such adorable. Oh, your spot is a porcelain doll. Ah, so the user is not immune to the poisons they create. She actually... What the hell is he on about? Oh, interesting, very interesting indeed. I believe I may have poisoned myself. Oh, now that's a predicament. And guess what? Do you recall the antidotes I prepared at the base? Because I forgot to bring them. You're your own worst enemy, you know that? I suggest you retreat before you decide to dive headfirst into the springs for fun. Unbound scum, you think we'll allow you to walk free after all the chaos you've just caused? Well, yes, actually. Have you seen Elrete? She's in no state to contend with you, and I've never been one for rough and tumble. Now, you never know if you try, till you try. Of course, you're welcome to chase, provided you have no qualms about leaving these poor souls with aught to leave them senseless. Oh, retreat though we must. I would call today a rousing success, but worry not, my dear bushel of busybodies. We have plenty more tricks in store for you and the whole island. Ah, is it necessary you throw that on us? You could have just thrown it at your feet and it would have had the same effect. Phew, I don't sense any toxins in the water anymore, so the spring should be safe again. Will the toxins affect the local wildlife? The last thing we want is to throw the ecosystem here out of whack. Seeing as Elrete suffered from the taste of her own medicine, I doubt she's mastered much of the power. As such, any poison she produces from it are going to be relatively weak. Most of her handiwork has already evaporated in the stream. One might compare it to the way those awful unbound smoke bombs dissipate, and thank goodness they do. I see, so she had to actively be channeling it in order to make it work. She can't fire and forget it to a degree. In more capable hands, however, the heartstring poison remains active until dispelled with Insuna or another form of antidote. The same permanence applies to cleansing abilities for our food. Now there's much on my mind, but I think we have bigger problems to address now. Let's first make our rounds and talk about the next step. I'm gonna have to look around the springs to ensure the toxins are gone. Could I ask you to talk to any victims you talk across? Yeah, I think stuff like aid the people whenever a city is attacked. Not just this story, but all of them. It makes a lot more sense when you're playing as a healer. Yeah, everything hurts. Someone please end this nightmare. Alright, I need to just end Suna. Much appreciated, sir. I wasn't anywhere near the water when it was poisoned, but I guess this toxic stream must have gone nearby. When I heard the rumblings about mysterious moments roaming around the camp, I was a little more apprehensive, but I never expected the masters would do something so cruel. Your efforts in helping us put this turmoil Your efforts are helping us put this turmoil behind us, and for that you have my thanks, but I can't let you administer this aid alone. I shall tend to the remaining as well. Ah, well, that'll be appreciated. Half-weary Lalafell. Ah, please make it stop. I can't breathe. Here we are. Oh, thank the gods. I wasn't expecting to nearly laugh myself to death in a place meant for healing. Please, I can breathe easy again. I hear you're chasing the ones who did this. You are the very brave or very reckless, but I'm inclined to assume the former. Now, these are not mutually exclusive. Any road, all that laughing's exhausted me, so as well take a break for my soak. Thank you again for your kindness, and may the Navigator keep you. Navigator's definitely one of the more popular ones after for the Myths of the Realm raids, that's for sure. Ah, comical costumes you wear, what humorous dances you dance. It's too much to bear, it's too much to bear. My costume compatriots, they're gone, and my visions, may you revel on in my memory. They say laughter's the best medicine, but I feel far worse than before. Many thanks for putting an end to it. I think I've had myself another soak and an extra flagon of mulled wine. Peasant travels do healer. Well, well, most of the sage skills are actually named after Greek medical terms. Then again, a few of these like diagnosis, prognosis, I think most will probably recognize those in general. Well, just because they still are in use today. But yeah, the general theme of the sage's skills are basically a Greek doctor. Oh, how goes the healing, Coda? I was successfully able to lift the ailments. Wonderful, I'm glad it soon proved effective. For my part, I've given the springs a thorough look. The toxins have dissipated, so the bath should be safe from here on out. As for those two's antics, I have a moment to reflect on everything. Now their work is done, might you have a moment to chat? Sounds good to me, sure. I'm well versed in the numbing and blinding poisons we use in our hunts, but something kept troubling me about Elarette's toxin. I've never seen anything like it. I had no idea it existed among the Scorpion's gifts. Elarette may be inexperienced, but the fact she's learned to inflict hallucinations caused her concern. Still, we should try and look on the bright side. She's yet to discover the heartstrings' cleansing properties, and judging by the way she couldn't cure her own ailments, knowing her as we do, I reckon she only has toxic trickery on her mind. Kono, however, handled himself surprisingly well despite his exposure. Do you recall the man in Limpsu who ate the poison apple? He claimed Kokonoa took a bite and never suffered. He must have some form of immunity, but how? some Dawnfolk families drink poisons to build up a tolerance. How intriguing. So instead of using heirloom, they train their bodies to endure fatal toxins. I'd be interested to try that tea, as long as I had an antidote in hand. I didn't realize Kokona might have had this kind of upbringing, but it certainly explained why Elrede's tricks don't affect him. Few in my village would ever think to consume potentially lethal food or drink without drawing on its power, yet the Dunesfolk do it gladly. The more I consider our differing approaches to poison, the more fascinating it becomes. Yeah, culture clash has been a recurring theme in this expansion, and this definitely keeps to it pretty well. Oh, but I have a feeling the bathers won't want over here talking poisons with what they've just been through. Let's head back to Limsa. Actually, I think that might actually be a reference to some stuff that happened in 1.0, because, I guess to reference a bit from the main story, referencing the treants devouring even wolves, that is actually an event that happened in Gridania for the 1.0 storyline. If you go back now, the cutscenes actually still look really good. And that's because they spent a lot of money on motion capture and a lot of other stuff to improve the presentation. It really did look good, especially for the time when you consider, because remember, that was over 10 years ago that the 1.0 came out. So the fact that a lot of the animations still hold up is a testament to how well the presentation was handled. The problem was it didn't have any good gameplay because Square Enix rushed out the door and then pushed all the blame on everyone else after. It was fundamentally a completely different game, though. So it's definitely hard to say how things might... Like, if it released in the state it was in for the 1.27 or whatever version it was before it ended and then Realm Reborn got developed, it probably would have been fine, and it might even still be going today, but... For the record, yeah, I do know they mentioned they intend to have a 10-year plan for this game, but companies say that for every live service game, and while I doubt this game's going to go anywhere anytime soon, it's still important to remember that a 10-year plan is predicated on the idea that the game will be lasting that long. And again, this is popular enough, I'm sure it will, but we have to remember it's Square Enix here, and Square Enix, a lot of people pointed out that they didn't divert nearly as much funds to the expansions as they probably should have, despite the fact that 14 is one of the few games Square Enix has constantly been releasing expansions to and stuff that are typically well received, while others like Final Fantasy 15, 16, and the 13 trilogy, those are usually given mixed responses. It's kind of weird. Phew, I've been anxious to ascertain the thieves' whereabouts. Things escalated quicker than I thought. Your presence, the whole ideal is welcome one. What's not welcome here is Elrete's parting words. Whatever she has planned for the whole island, it can't possibly be good. Her acts of mischief only gotten worse. We must take the heartstring back before she causes any lasting harm. Of course, it was the two heroes' efforts that led us to Elrete, so I have to thank them as well when I get a chance. In the meantime, I'll do what I can to track down unruly thieves, and report to you as soon as possible. Well, I imagine there is a lot more to it than even aware of, because as much as a lot of members of the fan base like to track and report everything that Square Enix does, you know, because they like Square Enix, they want to see their stuff actually be good. There's still always going to be stuff that they don't talk too much about, especially since companies really prefer doing things behind closed doors. It's why the 2.0 development being public about what they were doing and why was considered such a controversial at the time. Like, the whole dev team, not just Yoshi P, but everyone, including the writer, their careers would likely have been over if the Realm Reborn had failed. So they were taking a pretty big risk and gamble on it. That's also why I hesitate to see too many, the idea of other games making a Realm Reborn return. Sometimes it happens, yeah, like No Man's Sky is considered actually good after the devs finally buckled down and put all the stuff into it. But that's the exception, not the rule. Most of the time it's like, Anthem. Well, yeah, sorry, I was trying to think, what's that Iron Man-like game? And Anthem. Really great ideas and a lot of good potential, but it had a lot of problems at launch, and while they intended to bring a and Evolve. That Evolve was also another game where they intended to make a Realm Reborn style return, but it didn't end up working. With Realm Reborn, the whole team put pretty much put their entire careers on the line. They didn't just fall on their knees and apologize harder than anyone else like others were trying to do. They actually put their money where their mouth is. And likewise, even with No Man's Sky, that's an indie game where the devs have the freedom to do things their way rather than having corporate stuff breathing down their neck. So I'm a lot more cynical about stuff having a Realm Reborn style return, even if it is nice when it does happen. Like, again, I'm told No Man's Sky is genuinely good now. I haven't played, so I can't say, but I do have a number of friends that play it, and I do trust them. So. Down by the river. Coda, I'm glad you're here. I'm on the cusp of a breakthrough in our search, or at least like to think so. This won't come as a surprise, but Elred and Konawa went back to hiding after the Bronze Lake incident. With all their grandstanding, I wasn't expecting them to lay low for long, but I doubt they'll keep it that way. Fortunately, we have prior experience to guide us. Until now, our culprits have traveled all over, and they don't appear to be retracing our steps. I hear Costa del Sol attracts many visitors. It seems like a likely target. They say it's owned by an entrepreneur. Perhaps we can ask if he spied anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, the Costa del Sol owner is a source of a lot of different side quests throughout Realm Reborn. I think he even shows up in some of the job quests. And oops. Normally you'd have to go around, but since flight exists here now, I can fly on my Flying Nimbus. No, wait, no, I'm sorry, Flying Cumulus. It's unclear whether its previous owner was a boy with a tail or simply a monkey. What a picturesque scenery. I hadn't imagined Costa del Sol to be so grand. For the record, this is also typically the resort where the summer event occurs each year. I might have even streamed it once or twice. From what I gather, Gejiru should be up ahead. I don't suppose you're already acquainted with him? I know him well enough, yeah. Well, it's reassuring to hear. I feared you might be wary of strangers, but it sounds like it won't be an issue in your company. In any case, let's be on our way. Yeah, I did notice both reactions were, well, she'll find out soon enough. Well, well, if it isn't our favorite intrepid adventure, what business brings you to my abode? We're here to seek a couple of idiots who are trying to poison people. Why, yes, I did spy that lovely specimen over here. Alas, I was so entranced by feminine wiles, I cannot recall any entourage of Lalafelian men or Memets. Yeah. But would that I had never drank the wine so gracefully gifted to me. A single sip and I saw so many stars. I thought them wonderful in those first blissful moments. His wine is poisoned. I partook the drink to where I read amongst my retinue of kittens, yet as a rush of stars subsided, I found myself surrounded by a flock of unfamiliar faces instead. At first, I presumed the wine had caught up to me faster, but as time passed, the unknown faces stubbornly remained. I dashed across the shore. In the midst of my mayhem, I could hear her, the wine-wielding beauty, maniacally laughing with some other chap. I figured these cackles would be the last thing I ever heard. Which is precisely why I found it appropriate to slap the sense back into him. Oh, it's Whiskat. Judging by the master, Gregory was darting around the time I suspected he'd been on this cups, drank the whole bloody bottle too, so I wish to investigate the wine itself. I'm afraid that won't be possible. Oh, dang him. He chugged the whole thing. Can you blame me? Questionability of her line. That woman was immaculate. A sight for sore eyes. Any gentleman of taste would have fallen for her tricks. Though we may lack the drink in question, we have received reports of mammoths roaming Raincatcher Gully not long after the incident. If we intend to investigate this further, you'd certainly be doing us a favor. Sounds good to me. Any news of wayward mammoths is promising for us. We'll give the gully a look and relay whatever it is we find. Godspeed out there. Our next destination is clear. Before we depart, Coda, might I have a word? Usually the partner has a connection to the villain, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. Or maybe we'll find out now. I guess in the sense that she does like to see others happy, while the villain likes to see themselves happy, but... Based on Geju's account, it's safe to say Elorette has discovered a new poison. While similar to hallucinatory toxin, it strikes terror in the hearts of victims instead. I have a bad feeling about this. She's gaining proficiency at an alarming rate, so we must tread carefully when we cross paths with her next. As for the mammoths, Kokonoha doesn't seem the type to send them wandering around aimlessly. That's why I think they're bound to have some clues on them. If we can track those two mammoths in Raincatcher Gully, we might discern what the two are planning next. Is he gathering materials to make some more poisons of his own? Actually, what am I doing? I could just fly over there. It's so appreciated that there's flight in these areas. A flight was added in Heaven's Ward. They only added it to the Heaven's Ward areas at first. And basically said there would be it'd be too much of an opportunity cost to add it to the Realm Reborn areas because they'd have to redo the skyboxes stuff to account for the players can now fly here. But then one day they added a patch saying, yeah, we went ahead and added it anyways. Nice when that works out. Destination. Alright, let's survey and see what the enemies are gonna do. What the? I'll just let the dot kill that one. The clamor of battle has brought attention to new mammoths. Just shoot you with frickin' laser beams. Oh, this one's a little tougher than the others. A shame there wasn't 4 of them, one for each of my Nowliths, the Mind Stones. I actually really like the Nowlith Mind Stone weapon that the Sage uses. It's very unique, and yet feels very fitting of the setting. Phew, I think we cleared out the mammoths. How fared your hunt? River survey notes. Comprehensive report detailing Vil runs every waterway. Ah, they intend to poison the water. That's not good. They're gonna pull a Kefka. So they've been keeping record of the island's rivers. Oddly enough, the mammoths I came across were patrolling as well. Now they've tested on the Bronze Lake Springs. They intend to take the rivers next. God, watch out! Ugh. I see. This is all a distraction. My, that dart was late. It's with a potent numbing toxin, but nothing bruises our fairy apple, it seems. You never cease to amaze and annoy me in equal measure. Oh, because it hit her bracelet instead of her arm. She's like to have the same manner of immunity as I. Her village was positively brimming with poisonous flora and fauna, after all. I have a request for you, my dears. Would you please give up on a little trinket? I only wish to revel in the fruits of my devilry. You continue to spoil my every attempt, but trust me, I despise our conflict every bit as much as you do. Indeed, do you think you enjoy watching our finest mammoths suffer at your hands? Well, yes, actually. You strike me as the cruel and sadistic type that would enjoy watching them. But I guess... Enough. If you truly want to end this, you hand over the heartstring. The scorpion's gifts weren't meant for a petulant, childish criminal like you. Oh, fine then. More Miss Nice, Elorette. But answer me this. Who have my antics killed? No one, I assure you. Why must you refuse me? Why must the world refuse me? Our blighted society has never looked fondly upon my love of mischief. For years I despaired, until my unbound family and its leader granted me the greatest gifts of all, love and understanding. So long as I remain unbound, I care not for what the wretched masses think. I shall play my tricks as my heart desires, and all who stand defiance will feel my wrath. That includes yours, my dear. My next scheme shall finally plunge us into the chaos I so desperately crave, and I'll stop at nothing to see it realized. I really need to start learning to shoot those things out of the sky. Sorry to worry you, Coda. I'm feeling much better now. I'm ashamed I didn't sense the mammoth's presence quickly enough, but I'm glad you came out of the ambush unscathed. That aside, I wish they didn't make such putrid smoke to make their eggs. I don't know if it's my nose or my stomach, and I don't know if my nose or my stomach can take any more of those awful bombs. With those two gone, I doubt we'll find much else here. Let's return to Costa del Sol and inform of the rest. Dang, we're already at the end. Alright, so this is like the melee role quest, and it's very short. Then again, I guess some of them have been a bit short in general, which is kind of funny. Yeah. The main quest did feel a little padded here and there, just to... Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind the first half being a bit more lighthearted and all that, but also feel like it was spinning its wheels a bit here and there. That's why I kind of preferred the later half, just because it actually had business going on. Still, if it's good, it does... I suppose, still, if it's good, I don't mind it being short, so... I mean, the melee, like I said, keep saying, the melee quest was way shorter than I thought. It looks like this one's following suit, but it's very straightforward, easy to understand. Oh, shall we report to Gejiru then? Then again, I guess after Endwalker was the longest main story quest to date, maybe they just felt obligated to make the main story also for the longest time. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I should focus on the healer role quest. Back already? How fortuitous or ominous, or both even? I take you found those wayward marmots. Blah 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 blah. Surveying Vilbrun's waterways, are they? After recent poisoning at Camp Bronze Lake, we have reason to believe the culprits may be planning to make the river as the next target. The culprits are one and the same, then. I had my suspicions since I caught wind of the incidents at Warm Wine Springs. Regardless, this bodes ill. We may not know which of these rivers will strike until it's too late. Well, I shall not stand for any more preposterous poisonings. 'Twould be prudent to inform the maelstrom of these potential horrors. The one who poisoned you, her name is Elrete. She stole something precious from my village, and I must recover it, no matter the cost. If you learn anything of her whereabouts, please, I'd like to hear it. Hell's bound on finding her, brave, huh? A brave one you are. Oh, I couldn't possibly deprive a young lady of the information she requires. Worry not, for my servants shall sally forth in your general direction the moment they hear of Elrete's latest misdeeds. Oh, thank you, that's much appreciated. This is gonna be an uphill battle, but we can't afford to let Elrete and Koken it will elude us any further. Come, Coda, back to Limsa with us. Thank you always for your support, Coda. Gejiru was interesting, to say the least, but I'm glad we obtained the information we need. I don't know why I allowed Elrete to stay her peace. I should have swallowed my pain and taken up my spear. We could have apprehended her right there and then, yet... There's no room for mistakes. The longer she looks at the shadows, the greater the threat becomes. Countless lives are at risk. Next time we find her, we'll end her tricks once and for all. For now, we remain here and await news for Costa del Sol. Yeah, it seems that she feel interesting. In this case, it seems like the villain's the opposite of our partner here. While she was accepted and took care of her family, Eloretta was rejected by everyone and not approved of her weird experiments, even though they weren't, strictly speaking, permanently harmful. An antidote for anarchy. Hello, Coda. I've been on the lookout for everyone Costa del Sol, but nothing yet. Perhaps we should travel there ourselves, just in case. Master Coda, Forgive me the sudden entrance, but I bear a message from Master Gejiru. Your quarry's been sighted in eastern Lenosha. Oh, I'm glad I didn't leave early. Thank you for bringing word. Where were they last seen in eastern Lenosha? Master Wissacat but recently received a report from Mr. Blayflox, and a trusted associate of his. We're told a number of inbreakers with flighty tools and tinkerdolls infiltrate her long stop. We have little doubt the inbreakers and tinkerdolls she speaks of are Eloretta and her troop. I see. We best find this Blayflox and soon. Indeed, you'll find her by the entrance of her long stop in Raincatcher Gully. My master and his associates wish you good hunting. We should get a first-hand account from Blayflox as well. Perhaps she'll have more to tell. Let us be off. Actually, come to think of it, a lot of these role quests are actually sending us to the older areas. I guess so that new players have a reason to go to these older areas. Well, unless you're doing... Well, aside from stuff like if you're specifically after a fate grind for whatever reason, or a relic quest, because I know the Realm Reborn relics are still available to do, and they require a lot of grinding in specific areas. The Realm Reborn relics were the most involved in total, and while they're extremely expensive in terms of poetics, they also have a lot more to do on top of that, since there's a lot of... They don't just have light grind, they also have other things. Hey, Blayflox, good to see you again. Uplander Gobby friend returns long-stop. Blayflox Longstop is a story dungeon, but that's not the most interesting about it. What's most interesting is the... Oh! Thanks for the cheer, Cinny Bunny. Appreciate it. Yeah, the hard mode for Blayflox Longstop is the one that's most known because, Oh, well, welcome in. And welcome in. I'm Luce, and I'm just in the middle of the healer role quest in Final Fantasy XIV. The main villains are using strange hallucinatory poisons on foes, and we need to stop them before they poison the river. Something like that. So this is Blayflox. She reminds me of a moblin, but I got a bit of scolding for that. Not mobbies, she said gobbies. Yes, gobbies. Gobbies require hand-lending backs to backstrike at inbreakers. Inbreakers bring in big flock of tinkerdolls to search for a water gush. Wait, does that mean she intends to poison the island's water source? This must be why they're researching the rivers. If the toxins get strong enough, anyone or anything that draws by the water could grow terribly ill. Yeah, I speculated this might be the issue a little earlier. All of Vilbrand could fall into disarray with that. Poison makes no good for a gobby flock. No good for Vilbrand. Narrow hearts in need of many punishing. That goes far beyond trickery. We must end her ambitions here and now. I doubt she'll come quietly, and she has the heartstring at her disposal, but with your aid, Coda, I know we can take it back. As soon as you're ready, we'll storm the Longstop. I worked so hard to get all the poison in the water. That is actually something the villain would be saying, since before she complained that she worked very hard to get all those poisons on people, and we're just, you know, curing it because we're a healer. Well, this is it. Ready? Ready to commence the battle. An instance battle. I love these. There's the villain of the hour and her cohort. There they are. Ooh, I knew you'd bring those bits and bobs for battle. I knew bringing these bits and bobs for battle was a good idea. If we're after some matter of surrender with heartfelt embraces and handing over magic heirlooms, you've come to the wrong long stop, my dear. You monster, you plan to poison every waterway in Vilbrand, do you? But of course, the trick is to let the poison stew for a few bells. With a healthy helping of tantalizing toxins and a doll of advanced alchemical processes, poof, this eyesore of an island will get a taste of my finest work yet. My latest masterpiece neither dissipates nor evaporates. No amount of inherent immunity can save you from its influence. It may be safe to the touch, but one tiny sip and you'll be begging for mercy. And that's no jest, by the way. I won't begin to describe what manner of havoc those experimental doses wreaked on me, but I look forward to seeing how it affects the general populace. Yeah, her minion here, we found out he has a poison immunity, so if it bypasses that, that's a problem. Oh yes, the residents of Limsalomins and its adorable little hamlets rely on this water. So many people, blissfully unaware of what's about to come. Every single one of those wretches will be the mercy of our malice, every single one. Always, indeed. If she unleashes those toxins, this is going to end up far worse than just at Bronze Lake. I'm afraid your playtime's over, Elorette. Your precious scorpion once hunted prey with these poisons, yes? Perhaps I should learn from its experience and revel in the thrill of the chase. Oh, thanks for the follow. I stream just about anything here. Alrighty, thanks for stopping by. I stream just about anything here, so feel free to stop by if it's ever something that catches your eye. Alright. I suspect that's my cue to back away. I'd rather watch the chaos unfold from a fair distance. Alright, she's gonna use the relic to artifact to power up, and we'll have to fight her here. No doubt the mammoths are gonna the puppets are gonna get involved too, so we'll have to prepare for that. These venomous gifts keep on giving. My very ethers fuse their essence. So now, my dears. Unbound, Elorette Venomheart. Ah, she's an arcanist. It's time I hunt you for a change. Alright. I'll lead the charge, Coda. You focus on healing. I can at least give you a shield to make sure this is in good shape. My dear sweet fairy apple, I'm afraid you soured on me. Prepare to perish. You tonic. Oh my, that's a lot of buffs. Yeah, a little poison never killed any. Oh wait, I lied. Oh well. Shields up. Cast Insuna to cleanse the poison. Right, I can't forget my dot. Down. That's right, I need to keep a shield on her at all times. Time to break out the Elorette special. These tonics are bound to take their toll if she's not careful. Yeah, she's gonna overdose if she keeps using these. Mess you're in. If you don't hurry, it'll only get worse. Everything's spinning. Fresh air. It's only just begun, my dears. I have plenty more where that came from. Sting of the Scorpion. Usually you don't need Insuna this much. Dang. Wait, can I put Guardian on her? Oh. I didn't realize that. Usually you can't put that on NPCs. I guess she must have specific coding to allow it. Mammoth's to me. Alright, shields up. I don't feel so good. Nothing we can't handle. Let's turn into scrap metal. Oh, I'm about to detonate. Self-destruct. What? Aha. Oh, for the love of pull yourself together. I'll be fine. Just a few more droughts. Sting of the Scorpion. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put this on a hotkey, aren't I? Delusions, exposures causing hallucinations. Catch me if you can. Oh, even my partner changed to the... Even Lexana changed into her. Ah, crap. That's the real one. Right, I forgot I had Toxic on. Shield time. Proper use of a healer shield and even a DPS can tank busters. Just for time to sail, some of the defective mammoths. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? No, not me! Ah, bossy little boss! Initiating self-destruct protocol. Oh, that's what? What the hell are you doing? Initiating self-destruct, that's... Okay, I know what this is going to be doing. Okay, yeah, no, that works. I'll have the rest of the floor. I'll be a good little goldsmith and sit this one out. I keep forgetting to use my MP restore. I really need to remember that. Stinging anguish. Poison here, poison there, poison everywhere. Suffocating cloud. Leave this to me, Coda. Just keep an eye on Elorete. Obsidian Zenith. Stubborn worms. This I will end you. You hear me? Taste the fury of the mountains. You're rotten to the core. Why do you persist? Well, that was easy. that was a very powerful, No, my tonics, you betrayed me. Ah, she overdosed. I don't feel so good. She's defeated, but what's... Oh, that was a neat limit break that a partner used. That's pretty neat. Enough of it, we must escape while we can. Here's a smoke bomb. Fine, have it your way. Wait, that's Goblin Maid. No, you'll ruin the day, man. It was bound. Well, they just blasted off again. We should probably double check what's in that direction. Ah, the relic. Well, we got the part that matters, but we still should arrest them before they find another relic. I mean, that would be awful. She left quite the mess behind her. Nothing the heartstring can't detoxify, though. Let's hurry up and clear away the poison. And there we are. Nice. There you are, Coda. We came running once we heard the explosion. I'm pleased to see you're none worse for wear. Elrete and Kokonoha picked up the wrong explosive. We should consider ourselves fortunate. Goblin bombs resemble the unbound smoke bombs. Gobby booms and friendly faces win the day. Inbreakers go flying skyward. We made our rounds a long stop as well. The enemy mammoths patrolling have all gone lifeless. And your treasure is safe, I trust? Yes, thanks to Coda's support. Very good. Should those troublemakers survive the impending fall, they won't pose the same threat without it. If they do happen to show their faces around here again, I've notified the Yellow Jackets to be on the lookout. They'll send their regards, and our deepest gratitude, of course. Sounds good to me. Hello, Braveflocks, how's it going? Big thanks to Uplander. Many, many big thanks. The heartsting is safe again. Thank you for everything, Coda. And thank you too, Braveflocks. We might not have found Elrete and Kokonoha without you. Oh, Braveflocks happy gives the hand lending. Important for all good gobbies to offer hand lending to gobby friends. That's an honor to be counted among the good gobby friends. Now, as eager as I am to get the heartstrings safely back to Tyrol, I'd like to say my goodbyes to everyone here first, that's alright. The two adventurers deserve to know everything that transpired at the end, for one thing. Shall we make our way to Aleport? Oh yeah, that sounds great to me, actually. This feels like it's the most straightforward one of all of them. Clear villain and protagonist with no depressing backstory. She's just her relic is stolen and she wants it back. No major twists that I can see. Coda, good to see you and Miss Loshikan as well. I'm relieved our troubles are over, but I've never been good at farewells. Oh, these guys definitely have a bright future of adventuring ahead of them, I'd say. Well met, you two. How fares the hunt for Elrete? Ah, sent him flying, did you? Now that's what I call good tidings. To think they'd confuse a goblin explosive for their own smoke bomb. Ha! Serves them right, I'd say. With Miss Loshkana's heirloom returned, we can breathe a collective sigh of relief. Ah, everyone, and please, there'll be no more risk of poison elixirs. I wouldn't have wished those hiccups on my worst enemy. By the by, hi, Miss Loshkana, I knew you traveled far, but I didn't realize you hailed from Tyrol. It's quite a voyage. Will we be heading home soon? Yes, that's right. Villabrand is a fascinating place, but my village is probably worried sick about me, and the heart stinging too, as well. Though your time here is short, you'll be sorely missed. We have much to learn, but one day perhaps we'll find our way to Tyrol as well. Oh, that would be wonderful. And when you do, I'll look forward to hearing all about your adventures. And you, we had a feeling you were no ordinary adventurer. Imagine our surprise when we learned you were the savior of the realm himself. One of our Yellow Jacket acquaintances boasted about how meeting the Warrior of Light while investigating the cereal poisonings, and that's when it dawned on us. Send her our regards, by the way. We've moms to go before we reach your lofty heights, but God's willing we'll rise the challenge. Indeed, you've given me much to aspire to as a fellow healer, and I shall do my utmost to follow your shining example. Well, be well, you two, and may we meet again on distant shores. Thank you both for your help. I'll never regret it. I'll never forget it. It's a time I return to Tuliolol. It would mean the world to me if you'd come too, Coda. I wouldn't want to report our success of Nifine without you. Sooner or later, we'll be taking our adventures elsewhere, and we do, I hope we'll cross paths with you. You're an inspiration to healers the realm over. Together with some, I hope to dedicate what ability I have in aiding those around me, as you have helped us. That's the ultimate goal of being a healer, after all. I can definitely see what yeah, I can tell. I'll just walk. I can definitely see why healing can be so appealing for many. After all, it's definitely, if you want to help, it's definitely the one that does. And you get to be the master of life and death. Isn't that wonderful? And with that, I officially only have one left. The ranged physical DPS role quest. I'll probably be getting to that fairly soon. I still need to work out what game I want to be playing next as the next story game I'm doing, but I guess I can kick the can down the road a little since the role quests have I have at least one role quest. There's also a master role quest while doing them all, but I think that's coming in the 0.1 patch, which is a bit away still, a few months away still. Loshkana, and Coda as well. Your combined presence here can only mean one thing. Coda and I have brought the heart sting home. So you have, so you have. I regret that I could not have assisted you, but I am relieved all is well. Words cannot express my gratitude to you both. Taking back the heartstring was no easy task, but I learned a great deal in my journey to Eorzea. One of the Unbound, a man named Kokonoa, possessed an inherent immunity to poison, built up by years of regularly ingesting small amounts. Rather than relying solely on the Scorpion's gifts to detoxify us, perhaps we might learn from these traditions and build up a stronger immunity on our own. It would be prudent to prepare ourselves in case anything like this ever happens again. If we're to continue living among the deadly, perhaps it's time we found new ways to overcome the challenges we face. Yeah, over-reliance on a single artifact is probably a bad idea. Throughout my life in the village, I thought I knew everything there was to know about the heart sting, but now I understand that Scorpion's gifts can easily become a curse in the wrong hands. Yeah, she mentioned a various amount of poisons to it, but the hallucinations were something she didn't know about. It's certainly a good indication of just how much that mad scientist was able to learn and get creative, but its power to poison a single water source threatened countless lives, all on a whim. Yet at the same time, its detoxifying powers can save just as many. I wonder, could it provide succor outside our village? Should it? Are the risks too great? Excellent questions all. Knowing what the heartstring is capable of outside of our borders, we must consider this carefully for the future of our people. I'm certain Father would wish to speak of it more upon our return. As you can see, our community has much to consider if we're to continue thriving, but for the moment, I'm simply glad the heartstring is back in Tyrol. I can't thank you for your help enough for your help. Until I met you, I never hunted alongside a healer, but knowing I had your support filled me with courage. Yours is a heartening presence, one I am going to miss dearly. You have my gratitude and my trust, Coda, now and forever. But as much as I'd like to, I won't keep you any longer. Nepine and I have a long trek home. I wish you all the best, and I know we'll meet again one day. Who knows, maybe even for the Master Roll quest. Excellent. A heartstrings heavy heartstings heavy burden. Yeah, I keep calling it heartstrings because that's what I'm more familiar with, but heartsting is what it was called. Oh yeah, those are for the crafter quests, so that's gonna be all. Yeah, a bit of a short one tonight. Yeah, as mentioned, I've been mostly fate grinding recently, which I don't think... Yeah. I know I've said I wouldn't do grinds on stream, but but I really do think it probably was better I did those off stream largely because it lets me watch other people's streams while I was doing it. That was nice. I'll probably, keyword, eventually, get the, what was I on about? I lost my train of thought already, darn it. Perhaps that's a good sign that I'm tired, and maybe I should just call it a bit early tonight. Sorry if that's a bit, anticlimactic, but, hey, we are 4 out of the 5 role quests done. The next one is most likely going to be Dancer, because I've been training that a good bit. So, that's going to be all for tonight. Alright, well, until next time, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.